Hello, my dark nights, and welcome again to part one, take two, I guess, of part one of my first ever The Batbran podcast. I'm here today to talk about some stuff. Just talk about whatever. Just do some chat. Just something I really wanted to do. I did specify that in part one. It was kind of a little bit of a sneak peek. That wasn't officially part one. It was just a little 7-minute thing. I kind of started it out and then it ended. I was interrupted in the middle of doing it, and I kind of accidentally ended it. But it is what it is. But here I am. And I want to talk about some stuff. I just finished playing Spider-Man, PS4. Heck of a game. It is, I heard some stuff, too, about, there's been some speculation, too, if Venom's going to be in it. But there was a tease at the end, spoiler warning to anybody who's about to watch this. There was a spoiler at the end. Venom is Harry Osborn. Venom, I guess, is the Venom symbiote is protecting Harry for the time being. It's kind of like a thing. I don't know what it is, but apparently that's the disease that he has. I don't know what the whole speculation of what they're going to make that like, but he has it, and he's in this tube. He's in this container, and yeah, he never did go away. Harry never did go away. He's still in the city. And he's inside that tube. And he has the Venom. So I honestly think that we're not going to see Venom in the DLC. Now that I've seen it and I've walked it and I've thought about it and looked it over, I don't think we're going to see him in the DLC. In any of the DLCs coming up. I think we're going to see him in a second Spider-Man game when they do a second Spider-Man game. Because they will. But we will see him in that. Because it needs dedicated to not just something like a DLC chapter or a suit you can just wear. Like the guy who is in charge of Insomniac Games said. But I think it needs to be told in a special story. And I think that he needs to be the main bad guy in that game. He needs to. In the second game. Along with possibly Green Goblin as well. Make him a final boss. Make Harry have the suit. And then eventually at the end of the game, what you could do is the normal person, Eddie Brock, who normally has a suit, gets it. But that would make sense because then you would need both Miles Morales and Venom. Or Miles Morales. You would need both Miles Morales and Peter Parker to take on these big bad guys. And it would make sense. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, if you do think about that. I want to talk about some other stuff, too, like, the DLC, Black Cat is in it. I want to get that, and I want to play that. It comes out October 23rd. I want to see the suits that they're going to come out with it, and I'm planning on playing them. I'm going to buy the DLC. It's only $10. It's not a lot. I'm going to buy the DLC, and I'm going to play the DLC on live stream one of these days. If you guys will be willing to watch that. I think that more or less I'm just really excited for what this game is. This game was so good. I really think it is... In my mind, it is Game of the Year. Will it get Game of the Year? Maybe, just on its attention to detail alone. But God of War, it has good competition. It is God of War. It has Red Dead 2 when it comes out. I mean, I've heard some really good things about Red Dead, so Red Dead Redemption 2. So who knows? I mean, they're saying it's so lifelike that the the balls of the horse shrink in the cold. Okay, that's a big attention to detail. And that could try to win Game of the Year as well. So I don't know why I said that to say this, but Spider-Man will be a candidate for Game of the Year, I think. My thoughts on the DLCs. They're saying that there's going to be a plot twist and we're going to see a lot of new characters, especially in the Turf Wars one. I do think we're going to see like mob bosses and stuff like that. Turf Wars, a lot of villains fighting over turf. Probably not like super villains, but I can see like Hammerhead, Chameleon, what else? And many others. I'll let you guys think of any others that could work out, but in a DLC like that. But Mysterio, sorry about that. Mysterio, Sandman would be one I would look at. I just see, when I hear Turf War, I think of a lot of different villains fighting over the city, and we have to stop them. That's what I see. That's what I see. Anyway, as I was saying, too, what's some villains you want to see in Spider-Man? I want any not. I honestly, they threw in some that are Avengers ones, like Taskmaster. But that's pretty much it. Like they didn't go crazy into all the other characters, and I do think that we're gonna see Hammer. We're gonna see Shield in one of the DLCs. I could see Silver Sable be in line, coming back to the city and being in line with the Shield and working with Shield, and you have to fight some. They're there for a reason, I think, and it'll set up the next game. I really do think, though, that Venom will be in the next game. We won't see him in these DLCs. So sorry for all those people, you people thinking, oh, Venom's going to be in this game. Yeah, sorry, he's not going to be in this game. Anyway, I wanted to talk about some other stuff that happened. The Joker movie. I watched the trailer for that not too long ago, and Joaquin Phoenix. The more and more as I see the picture, the more and more I think he's going to be an okay Joker in that Joker origin movie. This has nothing to do with Batman or anything like that, but it is going to stick to. It's going to just be an origin. It's going to be a Joker origin movie. And I'm okay with seeing what he can do and whatnot. I just want to see. More or less, I want to see what Joaquin Phoenix do justice to the character of the Joker and do it justice. Because to me, that's really all I want as a fan. That's the one main thing I want. Now, at first, when I saw the face and everything, I was not happy. But then when I saw him in full getup and everything, it's a callback to the old Joker in the comics, and I'm very happy about that. Now, I think it's going to be a good movie. Now, Gotham doesn't come back till March. I saw some things also about just some things like Bane's going to be in it in this season, and we're going to get the Joker possibly, and Batman, and by the end of the season, we're going to see Batman, and we already have all these villains that are already going to be in this. So, and there's only like 10 or 13 episodes. Like, really? I really hope that when they do get canceled, that someone else picks them up. And okay, you're closing out the story. Make it into a Batman show then, but still keep the characters that are in it. You know, I would like that very much. I really hope they do, because they have such good characters in it that 10 episodes doesn't do it justice unless they make each episode 2 hours long. So I do honestly think that it's going to be rewarding. This season of Gotham is going to be good. And if you're a fan of Gotham, what do you think about all this stuff coming out about this season and all the different stuff that's being said and whatnot? And just what do you expect for this season? My expectations are pretty high, especially with No Man's Land and all the stuff that they're coming out with, that I hope that they go out with a bang. I hope they do serve it justice. I mean, Ace Chemicals is going to be in it, so that right there says Joker will come into Gotham. It will happen. Something's going to happen where we're going to get Joker in this season. But I also want to talk about some other stuff too. The Step Brothers are back. Clint showed me. I went to his house last night, and little fourth wall break. I'm recording this on the weekend on Saturday, and he goes, no, and I'm like, what? He goes, no way. And they kept this movie in wraps for a long time. The Step Brothers are back. Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly, they're combining in a movie again, but not in Step Brothers 2. No. They're combining in a movie called Sherlock Holmes and Watson, and we watched the trailer, and it is hilarious. It's good callback to the times to their famous movie, Step Brothers, and it's the producers that made Step Brothers. So it's gonna be a great movie. I can't wait. I really can't. It comes out in December, so I'm definitely gonna see that sometime in Christmas. I guess I'm gonna see that in Christmas. And this Friday, too. Thursday, you're probably not going to get videos on Thursday because I work. But Friday, you will get videos. And well, you'll get Thursday videos later, is what I'm trying to say. You'll probably get... I'm going to try and find different things to stream now because Spider-Man's done. So I need to think of stuff that I can do. But probably Fortnite. Different stuff like that, just screwing around on Fortnite. But I wanted to talk about I was talking about that movie. Oh, the Friday Venom comes out. And I'm off, and my buddy Clint only works for half a day. So I'm hoping I'm going to go see it when it comes out, the day of, Friday. So I'm going to get my Venom shirt. I'm going to get it all ready. And me and him, we're going to go watch this movie. And I'm super excited. I watched the clips that they showed. And I kind of understand what they said, the Ren and Stimpy kind of thing, where with Venom and Eddie Brock. Because Venom says in the clip, okay, now let's bite their faces off and throw them on the corner. And he's like, why the heck will we do that? But it's got its points of comedy in it, but it's gonna be a good movie. I honestly hope that we do see Spider-Man. There's hints at it where we do see Eddie Brock does say in one of his clips, like, that's why you got away from New York. No, I left New York and came to San Fran for you, not because of me wanting to, but I think it was because he left there because of Spider-Man and he lost his job. But New York, he does do a nod to New York City, and that means he's gonna come back. And I do think we're going to see Spider-Man maybe on a television or something, and he's going to be like, oh, right. And he's going to go there. But I don't know. I don't know. I think we may see something from Far From Home or whatnot or whatever. I don't know. Marvel. It's in association with Marvel, but it's not a Marvel movie. You know what I mean? It's not a typical Marvel movie. But I'm super excited for this movie. I'm hoping to I mean, I'm super hyped. I don't know what else to say, but this movie is gonna be very good in the box. It's gonna do very good in the box office, and because a lot of people are low key Venom fans, and because but there's so many other Marvel heroes and whatnot, and they don't really talk about Venom. But Venom is one of my favorite Marvel villains. I think he's like top 3. Loki is number 1, and then he's number 2. Venom's number 2, and then Ultron's 3. So, I do love that. Venom is amazing. But yeah, gonna go do that, and then I'm hoping to find something. Mega Man comes out soon too, so I kind of want to buy that game and stream that if it'll let me. And we'll play that game. But I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. It'll be, but I just wanted to talk about some other stuff too. NFL's tomorrow, NFL Week 4. Very interested in some of the matchups. New England faces Miami. I do think that Miami is, I can't believe I'm saying this, but Miami, if they pull it out, which I think they will, they may be a force to be reckoned with in that division, because they beat them. They got a 3-game division lead on the Patriots. And the Patriots are in turmoil right now. Tom Brady is ticked. They're coming off the worst game of their season. The wide receivers can't catch a ball. They can't run the ball, first of all. So someone needs to step up on that offense. And Tom Brady, I think, if they lose one more, I think Tom Brady is going to have a team meeting, player meeting, and just sit them all down and say, hey, we need to do something. But they get Julian Edelman back next week, so I think really he just wants a wide receiver. And he'll get it with Julian Edelman, I believe. So I also want to discuss the Bears play Tampa Bay. I think it's going to be, I think the Bears are going to destroy Tampa Bay on the line. They are going to sack Ryan Fitzpatrick left and right, or Jameis Winston, because Jameis Winston can't come back to this week. But I found out a lot of stuff about their defense this week, and they're number 1 in takeaways, and number 1 in sacks. So they are going to demolish. They're going to demolish Ryan Fitzpatrick, especially the way he played last week. Even though they came back and almost beat the Steelers, I think it's going to be a good game, though, still. But the Bears are going to demolish them defensively. They're going to get tons of turnovers, tons of sacks. And I'm looking forward to it, because I think it's a home game in Soldier Field. I think they're home, so it should be a win. Dallas plays Detroit. That's a game I don't really know about, because it could go either way. But Dallas's defense is really, really good, actually, this year. But their offense is so bad. And Zeke hasn't been able to run, but I think this is the week Zeke finally gets a touchdown. Zeke finally gets some touchdowns and goes off. And finally goes off. And finally breaks loose, because Detroit's decent, but I think that this will be the week that they finally do some stuff. Or they just get pummeled and Detroit just goes off on them. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Kansas City on Monday night plays Denver. Do I think Kansas City's looking ahead? Because they play the Patriots. I think they play them next week. In a couple weeks, maybe. But Kansas City is the best team in the league in my eyes. Them and the Rams right now. Which, speaking of that game, the Rams were incredible. Just up and down on the Vikings. The Vikings made it a good game too. It was a shootout all around. But Jared Goff, if you're in a fantasy league, you need a quarterback, and you're not so confident in your quarterback, even I'll go Jared Goff because his schedule going forward, especially in the playoffs, if you make it to a playoffs and you need a quarterback, Jared Goff's your guy. Because he has such soft matchups for him, so friendly matchups to him going down the line. I think he faces he only has 2 tough teams he plays for the playoff run. So if you need a guy for the playoff run and in the playoffs, he's your guy. It was a good game to watch. I love shootouts in football. One of my favorite games always to watch. Obviously, no one likes a shutout. No one likes, or I like when my team blows out the other. But the Steelers play Baltimore Sunday night. So that not a lot of people are talking in that game, which is a first. Because Baltimore, Pittsburgh, they always talk, they always jab at each other, they always try to roast each other, and this year they're not. So, I do think it's going to be a typical Ravens-Steeler game. The Steelers are still going to beat them, though, because they have confidence now. They came off a win against the Bucs. Yes, I know. Whole second half. They didn't score any points against the Bucs, but they'll still end up pulling it out against the Ravens. They always do. I think the Baker Mayfield-led Cleveland Browns. Can he get his second win against the Oakland Raiders? I honestly think he can. He's got a very... They started him literally perfectly. Because he faces a perfect team week 1, or not week 1, his first start, and it's good for him because he faces Oakland. It's a beatable defense, easy team to combat. So I think he can do pretty good. The other rookie quarterback, Josh Rosen, though, I think they jumped the gun a little early on Josh Rosen. They're going to be a very bad team this year, the Cardinals, because they have 2 quarterbacks who turn the ball. Sam Bradford turned the ball a lot. They had about 4 or 5 turnovers, and that's why the Bears beat them last week. This week they play Seattle. Now, Cardinals teams always do better against their division rivals. But I don't know what Josh Rosen's going to do with a whole week under his belt of preparing for the Seahawks and whatnot, but that's a tough matchup. Week 1, or not week 1, start 1. Sorry, I keep saying week 1. Start 1 against the Seattle Seahawks team. Jacksonville faces the New York Jets. Jacksonville's going to destroy them. Not even a contest. If you have the Jags defense, you are going to be rolling in the dough this week in fantasy. And the game I'm interested in most in this week is the Giants and the New Orleans Saints, because the last time these two teams faced off against each other, Drew Brees threw for 7 touchdowns and Eli Manning threw for 6. And it was a shootout for the ages. Now, I don't know if we're going to have that same thing this year, But both defenses are beatable. Both running backs are amazing in Alvin Kamara and Saquon Barkley. They may go more to the run. But I honestly see there's going to be a lot of points scored in that game. This could be a heck of a game to watch. Next, we have the Eagles facing the Titans. Eagles all the way. Titans don't stand a chance, but their defense did impress last week against the Jags. Carson Wentz, 2 weeks under his belt. He's starting to come back again. It's going to be it's going to be the Eagles. And then Andrew Luck faces the Houston Texans. What do I think about Houston? Houston needs to get a win sometime, and I think they'll get it this week against the Colts. Just basically, they've had a rough patch to start off the season. The Giants, they should have won. They should have beat the Giants. They should have definitely beat them, but they turn the ball over again, and it keeps screwing them over. Deshaun Watson's having a very slow start to the year, too. So is Antonio Brown. A couple other players are, too, but, I mean, the worst is Chris Hogan, because so many people thought that he was going to do good, in fantasy especially, and he just hasn't performed. I think he's caught 3 passes in one game. I think he's had one good game, but that's it. Like, he hasn't really, and this is his time to really prove to everybody that he deserves a starting spot. He'll probably do good once Julian Edelman comes back, though, because you can't let Julian Edelman alone. He's still a good receiver, but Edelman's going to come back rusty a couple weeks because this is going to be his first time on the field in a while, so he may be rusty first week or two. So, but I got sidetracked there. Cincinnati faces Atlanta. Cincinnati should bounce back against Atlanta, but Atlanta still is a very good team. They can beat anybody on any given Sunday, especially with that offense. I'm going to go Cincinnati in a thriller. And Joe Mixon's going to come back next week or the week after, ready to lead this team again. They've been struggling since Joe Mixon's been out, to be honest, and I like the Bengals still to win the division, but we'll see what happens down the line. Anything's possible in that NFC North right now, or the AFC North. Also, wanted to talk about what future plans for this series. Podcast-wise, I really want to get people on, other YouTubers, other people I know, to be on this podcast, make all longer episodes and just talk about stuff. I want to get my boy Batwing on to talk to him. Clint, I did talk to him about being in one of my live streams, or not my live streams, being one of my podcasts. He said maybe, but you never know with that. And then I want to get on with my boy Vespi, Maxwell, just talk about stuff, and just hang out. And maybe even doing a live podcast with some of you guys, and really promote it. And if you guys can't, please tell all your friends, tell your family about the Batbran, share my videos, tell them, because my goal is I want to reach 100 subscribers. And when I do, I got something exciting planned. I'm going to get people on the call, and different stuff, and we are going to do a sleep block. We're going to do a sleep block. It's gonna be more of a. I only do it on my phone, so I don't know how good it's gonna be. But we're gonna do a sleep block. Um, I'll let you guys decide what game I do. It's got to be a main series game. Um, but right now I'm doing a live Emerald randomized Nuzlocke. Um, but I can, if you guys want, we can try to do a sleep lock. I'll probably pick one that's like I know, like a game that I know, um, like region wise and whatnot. Um, but yeah, I honestly think that we can reach 100 subs. I do, because then when I live stream, you guys can join my channel. You guys can become partners and sponsor and and you guys can donate and all that stuff. But I'm not worried about that stuff. I'm worried about just making the best content I possibly can, just having fun doing it. You know, having a great time with friends and family and stuff like that, and just entertaining. Honestly, that's what I love to do. I entertain. When I was growing up, I used to always be in plays, and I was the villain. I always tried to be the villain in the play, or just to be an actor. And my dream was to be an actor, and it still is. But it's changed over the years. I wanted to be a voice actor, wanted to be an actor. I didn't want to be I wanted to be an actor, but I didn't want to move to Hollywood, go down there and pursue, that, because I didn't want to live far away from my family, and be that far away, and me and the heat don't go well together. And I didn't want to be alone. But then I decided I could be a voice actor. And the only place that I know of where I could do this at is Funimation, and they I think are stationed in Texas. I think Texas. I'm not entirely sure, but like I see people like Kagi Films, like and stuff like that. He became he was a YouTuber, and he became uh whatchamacallit, he became a voice actor. So if he can do it, I think I can do it. I think I can. Like, anything's possible. If anything's possible if you put your mind to it, and you keep pushing yourself forward, and you don't give up on yourself. That too. And there's times, trust me, you will. You will try to give up on yourself. You will try to give up on your dreams and whatnot, because I have. And I'm really good at drawing too. I think I showed some of my stuff on a stream before, or something like that, or just looking around at my apartment or whatnot. But yeah, I almost got into art school, and I failed the entry test by 1. And I can't retake it. Now, it was for an art school, like an artist school, drawing, whatnot, but I still wish I could have took it again. Now, looking back, I want to be able to afford it. But it would have been something I would have liked to do. But I also want to discuss and thank all you guys for coming out to every single one of my videos, for watching my videos, for supporting me. You guys, the Dark Knight Army, you guys are the ones that help me to strive forward and be who I am today, and make content and do this stuff, and just be free. Not being nervous to talk about stuff, not to be nervous not to talk, and sometimes and just lose track of my stuff. And I'll be honest, I'm not like other people. Like, I'll be honest, I do have a form of autism. it's called Asperger's. Over the years, I have gotten better with it. When I was much younger, I was very socially awkward. I wouldn't talk to people. I was nervous talking to people, even, and just being socially awkward and talking about stuff forever. It still comes out from time to time, but I have gotten better with it with age. And as I grown up and grown older and whatnot, but it makes me who I am. And to all you people, that if you have a mental problem, a disability, or a disorder, or depression, or anxiety, or you're dealing with something, I mean, I believe it was because my beliefs and my faith that my family believed in and stuff that brought me through to where I am today. But I mean, and I cling to all this stuff like Batman and all this other stuff, and I'm 27. I just turned 27 in May, and Batman and Dragon Ball Z and all this other stuff, because it's what made me happy as a kid. And depression was big for me because I always felt alone. I always did. And there was times where I had people in my life, and I'll be honest, I'll go into a little bit with that with you guys. I was married for 6 years. In the beginning of my YouTube channel, a long time ago, it was just me getting on my camera recorder and just bullcrapping with my cousin while we were playing Dark Souls and playing, well, he was playing Dark Souls, and while we were playing Call of Duty. And I was married at the time, and married for 6-7 years to a wonderful woman, and she just made some certain decisions and certain stuff that happened, and we argued about stuff, and eventually we just were almost like roommates instead of a married couple. And I said, what's the use of us? So what are we doing? Because we're more roommates than we are married. And she said, you're right. And I wanted to get counseling, but we never did. She didn't want to go with people that I suggested, and that's fine. I can't. The past is the past, but for those of you that ever went through a divorce, you guys know, she decided, I guess we're done. And it was in the week I got my stuff. I went out and I left. And YouTube brought me through those dark times in my life because I was very alone. I was very lonely, and I didn't have anybody. And there's one thing, if you guys will ever know about me, I hate being alone. I hate being alone because then my thoughts just start rolling in my head, just like about me being alone, and then I get depressed and different stuff like that, and the divorce and the separation of the divorce, it was hard on me, and I was bitter, I was angry, but you know what helped me with that was YouTube. And I said, I'm going to start a YouTube channel, and I'm going to start doing this, and maybe it'll help with my healing and my coping and getting my mind off stuff. And it did. It did. And to this day, it helps. Every day I do it, it makes me feel better. It makes me feel better about myself. Now, I'm not comfortable with the way that it look. I used to be way skinnier back in the day, and I'm not now. 6 years, 7 years of marriage, and me being depressed all the time and not doing anything about myself can do that to me. But over the past 6 months to the last year, I have changed. I'm completely 180 to the person I used to be. And it's amazing what YouTube has done for me. Now there's part of me, I want to make this into a career. I want to do something with this. I want to, but if it doesn't become that, it doesn't become that. You know, I do this for all of you. You guys, my Dark Knights, you guys help your Batbran every day. The nice comments, the things you say to me, the Twitter DMs you send me, I do see them. And I thank you. I hope you guys understand too when there's times where uploads don't come up for a while. Like my red randomized Nuzlocke. I sent episode 2. I'm so sorry the layout's not on it for episode 1 or 2 because I'm going to try again for episode 3. I'm hoping it does work with episode 3. But I want to apologize. I'm so sorry. Stuff keeps coming up, but you guys still stick behind me. And I thank you so much for that. You guys are amazing. And I want to segue completely separate from this too. I wanted to talk about, too, a little bit what they were talking about for Dragon Ball FighterZ Super, the Dragon Ball Super movie. FighterZ, we just had 17 announced, and Cooler, they've been released by now. I did a live stream on my channel. You can go check that out now if you want to. It's in my channel. And I was thinking to myself, Season 2, are they going to do a Season 2? I think they will. What characters they're going to bring in? That's the question. I don't know, but I can see them using... I'm going to give you, the first one we had 9 characters, so I'm going to say, we'll have 6 for a Season 2, if they do one. Or 6 or 8, probably only 6. They'll probably release one at a time. I think they should. But I'll just give you a 6 that I can speculate and see who could be in it. Kefla or Kale, or just have Kefla and have Kale as an assist. With her, like you do with 18 and 17. And then that would be one. What is another one they could do? They could do Janemba. Janemba is one I would like to see. Another character I would also like to see. We have Hit. Frost would just basically be like a Frieza. Just Frieza. And Kaba. Kaba could be a good one. But I don't think Kaba would work in that system. No offense, I think he would be a good character to put in a Season 2, but I would just like to see more of Kefla or Kale, or just make Kale, or just make Kefla, and then give them a move where they fuse together, and kind of like Golden Form, where they fuse together, and you can fight in the fuse form, and that can basically be like your form for the rest of the match. And they just get different abilities or whatnot, or they just get different final abilities. But that, and then Janemba would be very easy. Just give him stuff where he can use the sword. Or Deborah. I could see either Deborah or Janemba there would be pretty good. Another one they could do is... The third one I can speculate is Raditz. Raditz would be a good one. You have all the old, guys. You might as well put Raditz in. Raditz, or Turles. Turles would be a good one. Raditz or Turles could be the third one I could see. The fourth one, the fourth one, Jiren. Jiren needs to be one of the 6 that they release if they would do another season 2, which they should. It just was released on on Switch, so they'll probably do another one for Switch. And Jiren would be a very good cool character to do, or especially to play with as well. He would be built a lot like Broly, I would feel. Tapion would be a good person in the game, but he would just be another sword user, you know what I'm saying? Like, so that wouldn't really work for my taste. But then again, you have Janemba, who also has a sword, and so does Deborah, but that would really go into that sword user. So you want one sword user, you want one fused fighter they can fuse together, either mid-fight or just make Kefla a character. Raditz or Turles put in another Saiyan character. And the fourth character I speculated, I don't remember the fourth character I speculated, but whatever. As the fifth character, Jiren. The fifth character I want to speculate on that I do think that they could do, for DSC or whatever. Why not? They are doing more super characters, okay? So why not make this character I'm about to say? Kaba could work. Yes, but why not do one with, like, Master Roshi? And Master Roshi would be a good one. Dragon Ball style, or Kid Goku. So, like, I mean, Kid Goku or Master Roshi. Really, that one would work. But really, they would kind of look like Gotenks. So how would you hit Gotenks? You know, there's some stuff that wouldn't hit Gotenks, because he's smaller. So I don't know. They size them. They scale them pretty good. I do think Master Roshi would be a good person to put in the game. I really do. Have his ultimate be like him using the ultimate Kamehameha, or using the turtle hermit, the turtle style last resort or whatever, or using the evil containment wave, you know? And if it hits you, you know, it'll just do a boatload of damage, or after he seals you in, and he'll throw you up in the air and Kamehameha you and just, you know, do a lot of damage. I don't know. I don't know what I was, that I would think of that. And then the last person who I would put in a season 2, we do need another Namekian. There's only one Namekian, but only the other Namekian I can think of is either Nail or Slug. So those characters really wouldn't do any good. The one character I would put in it is, I was thinking like I don't know. I was thinking like doing different forms of Cell, but that wouldn't work. Gogeta, another fused fighter. You have Vegito, so you gotta have Gogeta. It would make sense, especially with all the speculations with the Dragon Ball Super movie that Gogeta is going to be in it, and Bardock is going to be in the new Broly movie, which is confirmed. I just want to go see this movie too. Segueing into the movie, you see what I did there? And I want to see what they're going to do with this movie. I do want to see why Bardock is in this, how they're going to release and show us this new Broly and all this other stuff, and he works the Frieza Force, and all this stuff, and Broly's just officially canon now, which makes me very happy. But I also heard that they are gonna fight Goku's gonna fight Broly in a different dimension. Interesting, very interesting indeed, I think. But don't know how that's gonna work. I think we're gonna see Ultra Instinct come back, and Ultra Instinct is gonna be the clincher that defeats Broly. But we'll see when the movie comes out. Now, the English dub of Super is going into the Tournament of Power arc, and they're getting close to it now. Close to that big Tournament of Power. They're going to need a lot of voice actors, and that is my favorite, my definite favorite arc in all of Dragon Ball Super. Just because of the tournament. Well, the Goku Black arc is pretty good too, but it's kind of a tie between the Tournament of Power, to be completely honest. But I do want to see. I need to watch the Super. I need to watch the English dub more, because the last English dubbed episode I watched was near the end of Goku Black. Yeah, the end of Goku Black arc, and I haven't watched it since. So, I care less about the filler episodes. I just really want to watch the main story episodes where they really get into the meat of the story. And I need to watch that. But anyway, and also, I wanted to lastly talk about Super is coming back. There are speculations and confirmations that I guess they're both that that it is coming back. Super is going to come back in 2019 in some time, probably after the Broly movie, and they're probably going to do another version of Broly, retelling of the Broly movie, like they did with Resurrection F, like they did with Beerus, and then do 2 other arcs, and then end it completely. End Super completely, and then, because their goal is, which they said, they want to end where Z left off. Because this takes place in between the time of Super and the end of Z, beginning of GT. So, because GT isn't canon, sorry guys, GT's not canon. But the end of Z is. Ah, crap. I'm taking a sip of this iced tea real quick while I'm doing this. And I spilled it on me. Anyway. But, yeah. Some speculation that I want to have. I would like to see another battle with Jiren. Frieza. I kind of hope one of these things that they do, or one of these arcs that they do, is do like they kind of did with bringing back all the bad guys they ever killed, and bringing back Goku Black, maybe. Or Zamasu's completely obliterated, so there's no bringing him back. But bring back Cell. That's the main thing I want. I want you to bring back Cell. You brought back Frieza. You need to bring back Cell. You have no idea the potential you have with Cell. Cell has all the powers. He can go Ultra Instinct because he has Goku cells. He can go Super Saiyan God. He can do everything else that Goku and all the others can do. So I think Toriyama, if you hear this, please bring Cell back. All right. And I think that's where I'm going to end this. We had a long 54-minute podcast. Wow. Been an excellent podcast. I want to thank you guys, all of you, for all the support. If you like this podcast, please go ahead and leave a like and comment down below. And also subscribe if you're new here. And this is the Batbran. And as always, stay awesome, my Dark Knights.